My name is Steve Baranyk, 1962 ME graduate, pledged in the spring of 1961. So one of the things I received from Purdue along with my degree in mechanical engineering was my wife. We met when we were sophomores. She grew up in Indianapolis, and that's where we lived, basically, Hamilton County. Because she was an only child, we moved there in 1982 to be sure that we could take care of her family as they aged, and we're delighted to have done that. And because of that, it put us in close proximity to Purdue, which allowed me to become more active in Purdue again as an alum. I served 2 6-year terms on the Engineering Alumni Board. My wife and I are life members of the President's Council, and we very much appreciate being involved in Purdue. Am I allowed to be candid in my language? They were rousing meetings. They were rowdy meetings. We called the pledges skitas. Skitas were the lowest form of life on earth, and we made fun of the skitas. And that was, it's that old psychological, what is it called? Cognitive dissonance. If you really want to be a part of this organization, you'll go through this nonsense so that demonstrates that you are interested in becoming an active. So the meetings had a portion of that. And then we also got down to business, speaking about how we, the Reamer Club, could continue our primary mission, which was to promote the traditions of Purdue, both on campus and off campus, which is one of the big roles of the special, to promote the university off campus. And we took the administration and maintenance and operation of the special with a high degree of responsibility, because it is the official mascot of the university. A lot of people don't know that, but as the official mascot of the university, we were representing the university both on and off campus at all times, and especially off campus. We always wanted to give the best possible picture to the public of who and what Purdue is. So the meetings focused on those things. It also focused on, did we have any money in the treasury? What were we going to do to raise money besides sell buttons and programs? And which away games were we going to go to? Those sorts of things. So that's what the meetings were like. If you go up Grant and Salisbury, where they come together, there's a park up there. Whatever that park is, we spent a lot of time, this is back, remember, in the late 50s, early 60s, improving it. And we, as pledges on initiation night, got to the park by going down to River Road and crawling up the hill, being motivated and encouraged by the actives. So yes, we crawled up that hill in the dark, got up there and put in several hours of work until dawn came. But the final act of initiation was bending over, holding our ankles while a reamer paddle was applied. Well, the other thing is, when I graduated, I think the student population was like 18,000, and we were maybe 25, something like that in a club. And so that's a pretty select group. And it's very uplifting, and you feel a great sense of pride to be a part of such a small, intimate group. And the other thing, of course, is as a Reamer, both during your pledging and then afterward, you make contact with the leaders of the university in many different levels. And that was good, and I've said that part of what I got out of being in the Reamer Club was the ability to approach, interact with, on an intelligent basis, high-ranking professional people, which you have to do in life, in your career. And so the Reamer Club was very instrumental in getting me on that path that enabled me to have the career that I had. So that was important. The other thing, of course, was project planning. because we did have to plan. How do you do this? How many people? When are you going to do it? Blah, blah, blah. Those were all life-affirming skills, skills that extended our ability to do things. And we took from the university then something other than a degree. So yeah, Reamer Club was very important. Well, you know, in Lions, you do it at noon, and I don't know what it's like today, but I assume it's still, there's a lot of foot traffic on campus at that point. And in those days, the Lions were a major crossroad, and so we were performing in front of a lot of the students. Now, of course, you know, some people made fun of us, called us screamers and things like that, but that's all right. It was good, and it built camaraderie among us. I mean, again, that's kind of like this cognitive dissonance thing. You're doing something that might be somewhat embarrassing, but you're doing it together. And by doing that together, you bond. So the Lions were very important. When we had the, we had a reunion, a Reamer reunion, about 2010, 2011, somewhere. I got a button on the hat for that. Got to see some of my pledge classmates for the first time in many years. But I am in close contact with Dave Ray. Yes, Dave and I, Susie and I and Dave and Lil were in close contact. In fact, we were down in Florida in May and spent time with them. Great people. Unfortunately, you know, you just drift. Things happen in life and this and that and the other thing. So I think having this Centennial celebration is good. And I also think we ought to have reunions. Maybe not every year, but maybe every other year or something like that to bring people back, because that's a great opportunity. When we had that one, it was supposedly for the 50s and the 60s. It was great to get together. And we met a lot of Reamers we didn't know from classes prior, as well as classes that came after us. We just had a ball. I don't know that I could put my finger on a favorite memory. I have to tell you this, and I haven't said this, being tapped out. You know, it was a surprise. And the joy and exhilaration that I felt when my roommate let him in and they rousted me out of bed at some ungodly hour, that was good. You know, that when I realized that I was going to be a Reamer, it was very uplifting, very proud. And as far as, I mean, just being in the club, being a Reamer on campus, wearing my pod on campus, being seen, recognized, those are all important aspects of being a Reamer. You felt special. I mean, I certainly did. You know, the Reamers, in my mind, represent the pinnacle of organization on campus because of the responsibility for the special and everything that goes with that. Unlike the giblets, who have a bell, I mean, you know, we have something really significant. And anywhere, and it's known, I mean, the parades, the 500 parade, the Rose Bowl, whatever parades there are, whatever off-campus activities, the special is recognized as something unique. And so being the representatives of the university is a very important thing. And you know, it brings with it a responsibility to present well, which we try to do. We do. Not we try, we actually do. I was explaining, and people don't understand, what is a Reamer? Why is the club called the Reamer Club? Is it just, you know, happenstance? No, it isn't. The Reamer is a metal cutting tool that perfects. People don't understand that. At that time, in those days, a lot of things were joined by rivets. When you rivet something, you have a hole through two pieces that join, and that hole has to be precise. And the diameter of the rivet body, it doesn't slip through. It has to be kind of forced through so that it will hold and not move around. So a Reamer tool doesn't make the hole, it perfects the hole, makes the hole round at a specific diameter so that Reamer shaft can go through and then be flattened on the other end and hold. So we perfect on campus the traditions, we perfect the perpetuation of the Purdue traditions. That's what we do, and that's why we're called Reamers. It's not happenstance. A lot of people don't understand that. And today, a Reamer is a tool that is used throughout industry today. So yes, being a Reamer then carries with it the responsibility to do that, to carry on those, a hello walk, As the campus grew, when I came to campus, there were like 14,000 undergrads. When I graduated, there were 18. And it's easy to be anonymous. You walk on campus, you don't say hi or anybody. Well, Hello Walk was something that said, yes, recognize other people. Don't be afraid to say hello. Don't be afraid to interact. Don't be afraid to be proud. So all of these things are incorporated into what it means to be a Reamer. Well, I have to tell you that the capstone of my non-academic life at Purdue was being a Reamer. I'd been a Tomahawk and was president of the Tomahawks. I was the pledge trainer for the Reamer Club, and I was a determined pledge trainer. And very, very, very proud to be a Reamer because of what the Reamers stand for. The Reamers are the spirit of Purdue, and it was just a great honor, and it is still to this day a great honor to be a member of the Reamer Club.